Oh, the 90s. The running, the jumping, the grit teeth, the guns, the muscles, the half-naked women. It's all here in the Complete Cyberforce Volume 1. I never read this as a kid, but I read some follow-up Velocity stories later, and I liked the character Velocity, so I wanted to go back and read this and see how the origins all worked out. This is a Kickstarter edition from Top Cow, really nicely put together. I like these hardcovers that they do, signed by Marc Silvestri. I've been getting the Witchblade and the Darkness, which I absolutely love also. And here we are. Oh, look at those. Those are some boobs that are on her shoulder blades. But that's the 90s. So we're introduced to this team. It's like a group on the run. It's very X-Men, X-Force. Psyblade, there she is again. Blam, 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 blam. He's got an extra arm to shoot even better. It's grit teeth. It's badass. And the first story arc is like, I mean, they're kind of on the run. They're getting Velocity out of there. Velocity's got a sister. And it's just a cluster of a mess of a storyline as it goes on. And honestly, it doesn't get better from here. So I was pretty excited about this. I kind of dig the 90s art, to be honest. I enjoy like the running, the jumping, the grit teeth and all that, and the sexy ladies. Who doesn't? It looks pretty cool, but like the storylines on here just feels like, they're mutants and they're on the run kind of. There's good mutants, there's bad mutants, there's ancient mutants, and there's a secret plot to destroy all mutants, but it's actually done by a mutant. I mean, they're not mutants technically in this, but they wanted to be the X-Men, and it wasn't the X-Men. And that's what it comes down to at the end of this. And so you get this first miniseries, and it's like, okay, all right, not bad. But unfortunately, it doesn't get better from there. Once they get into their second series, they open up the volume. They open up with like their issue 1 is like takes place after Wildcats issue 5. So you now are introduced to this other superhero team that's by Jim Lee. That's another X-Men clone superhero team from the 90s with grit teeth and muscles and sexy ladies and weird layouts, because why wouldn't you? It's the 90s. And they have a team up, and they face the villain from the first issue, kind of, where she's kind of back. And it's a weird setup. So this really took me a long time to get through. And, look, I like the art style a little bit. But there needed to be something more to this story and something more like to these characters and all this than just like running and jumping and fighting and talking about how badass they are. And that's really what you get over the course of this. Oh my gosh, what a shot here. The most you get is really about Velocity. And so, eventually there's a running away situation and they have to deal with that. There's a couple origin stories in here that actually go back in time of characters. Here you go, Cyberforce Origin Psyblade, for example. And we learn about their past a little bit. And those are actually the better issues in terms of the storyline here. We learn about her and this strange Madame Jocelyn who walks around like this. And she kind of learns to be an assassin from all that. I mean, it's not like deep backstory, but it is some backstory. So you get to learn a little bit about them. In those issues. Chris Claremont actually comes in and then writes an arc of it, and it's a couple issues, and honestly, it's not better. I don't know how that happened, but frankly, it didn't work out, and this was really tough to get through by the end. By the end, I was like, please, just make it end. I would really, I don't know what I even read here. So art's cool to look at. There's, they didn't really do much on the story. I really like the hardcover volume. Pretty cool. I mean, like, I'm going to keep it because I'm going to, keep it with my Witchblade and Darkness. I got my whole, like, Top Cow universe in hardcovers, and I would like them to complete it because I have a feeling it kind of gets better later on with later iterations, and I'd like to see those collected like this. I know that Velocity miniseries by Ron Mars and Kenneth Rocafort was pretty excellent, and so I'd like to see that get a hardcover treatment also. But, oh my gosh, nearly unreadable on the story front. And that's that. Honest review is on Honest Review, guys. And I wanted to like this. It just didn't work out. 5 out of 10. I do 7 out of 10 as average. So this is a little below average. And I'm going to give it, some okay marks because I enjoy looking at some of the art. That's about it. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit that like and subscribe button. We'll be back soon.